Tottenham Hotspur nil, Manchester City 1. And a Nathan Ake goal in the last minute enables Manchester City to progress to the fifth round of the FA Cup and keep their hopes of repeating the treble alive. I'll be with you guys right now. Not the most interesting game in the world. I know that the score probably reflects that. And a lot of people will say that, oh my God, it was a tactical masterclass, exactly the type of game I'm looking for. For me, I just thought it was a kind of average game. Compared to the game we saw obviously in the Premier League a month or so ago, a 3-3 draw at the Etihad, which was a fantastic game. This one felt a little bit flat. It felt like both teams didn't really want to lay a glove on each other, which was kind of interesting. So I actually thought that a draw wasn't a good result for either team. You know, Man City obviously do not want the fixture schedule getting any more clumped with any more fixtures. And equally, Tottenham Hotspur at home, you want to get the win because this is probably the only trophy Spurs can win this season. So I don't think they have enough fire in the tank to win the Premier League title. They're already out the Carabao Cup as well. So the FA Cup was the only trophy they could have won this season. So for me, I felt it was a little bit flat from Spurs to go into this game in the manner in which they did. They went into it, in my opinion, not the same tenacity they should to try and win it. I mean, from minute one, Man City were a better team. Everyone could have seen this. They were attacking Spurs from minute one. Spurs were sitting deeper and deeper in their box. Didn't really know how to get out. The chances were there because Man City were playing a very high line. It's not a high line that we don't disassociate with Man City, but even for them, that line was much higher than it usually is. Man City are not the type to play that super high line. That is something I more associate with Tottenham Hotspur or Aston Villa, for example, or even Liverpool to an extent. But yeah, they were playing a very high line Man City, and Tottenham didn't really know how to get out of it. I mean, the outlet was there with Brennan Johnson on the right-hand side, slash, like, obviously down the middle was one, and obviously Timo Werner on the left-hand side was a big one. But that final ball from Tottenham is either they were too scared to make it, or there just wasn't enough quality on that final ball to get in behind. And that was the difference, to be fair. And look, in the second half, Man City were the aggressors and kept pushing. And to be fair, I think out of both teams, Man City probably deserved the victory more than Spurs did. But it got to a point where I did not see a goal coming for either side. I genuinely didn't. I thought, you know what? It's going to go towards a 0-0. We're going to get a replay at the Etihad, and Man City probably going to spank Tottenham at the Etihad. That's what I saw coming. But Man City scored. And it's a big, big moment for them because Man City, the difference between them this season and last season compared to seasons before is their set-piece presence. Man City have always been a good technical team, but what it added to their arsenal from last season was the ability to score from set pieces. Like, genuinely, they've added that set-piece ability to their game where even if they're struggling to score from open play, and make no mistake about it, Man City were creating chances. They just could not put the ball in the back in there. I mean, you got to be scratching your head where it gets to a point where with 10 minutes left, you're one of the best scorers in world football in Kevin De Bruyne in terms of shooting ability, gets a glorious opportunity on the penalty spot and flashes it wide. I mean, I would not see that coming in a million years, to be honest. And the fact that happened, I'm thinking, what is going on right now? But they scored from a corner. Debatable whether it was a foul or not. Look, in my eyes, I think it's a grey area. Look, I don't want to see goalkeepers get mugged off with a point where you're taking advantage. But at the same time, I like the fact that goalkeepers don't get that special treatment anymore. Because it got to a point in the Premier League, right, where if you even laid the finger on the goalkeeper, if you breathed on the goalkeeper and they go down, it's automatically a foul. Like, goalkeepers got this special treatment. I'm not saying that you should treat goalkeepers exactly like every other position on the football pitch. There should be some extra sort of care taken to goalkeepers because of how important that position is, especially when in terms of stopping goals. But I don't like the fact that in the past we've had fouls be given where the goalkeepers literally not even had the glove laid on them. Genuinely, they've been tickled, if that, and they fall down like a sack of potatoes, and a foul's given. With that being said, however, I would not have been too disappointed if a foul was given. So I did see what Ruben Diaz was doing is what I'd call very clever. It's clever. He was backing into the goalkeeper. He wasn't doing anything illegal. He wasn't body checking him. He wasn't running into him. He was just standing his ground and at the same time putting his weight on his back to back into the goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper really had no choice but to stand there and try and jump over him or push him over and clear the ball, which would have been a penalty. So it was smart what Ruben Diaz did. He was exploiting a loophole. In my opinion, that stuff should have been called a foul, and it should be being called a foul going forward. But I appreciate why it wasn't on this case. And that was the difference today, because let's be real, I don't think that Spurs deserved the victory. I think Man City probably deserved the win more than Spurs, to be honest. I thought they were the better team. But I think overall, a 0-0 draw was inevitable. Like, I genuinely thought that's where we were going. At halftime, I thought, yeah, I think a 0-0 draw is on the cards, because I just did not see it progressing like to a Man City win. And equally, Tottenham weren't doing enough in the game to get a victory either. Like, if I look at the XG of both teams, I don't think Spurs even registered a proper shot on target, to be honest with you guys. Like, they did nothing in this game. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, not an entertaining game, I will say. I know some people obviously on Twitter will say, oh, I really enjoyed that game. Me, I don't think it was a very entertaining game. I thought it was an average game, especially compared to the game, as I said, a month or so ago at the Etihad, which was a 3-3 draw. I thought that game was fantastic. This game not as entertaining, but still, it was an okay game to watch. But the real important news of the day, and the reason I actually wanted to make this live stream in the first place, was not for this game. It's for the bombshell dropped earlier today. Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool Football Club at the end of the season. You heard that right. That came out of absolutely nowhere. A Fabrizio Bomba, the biggest news of the January transfer window. I do want to say, first of all, that I'm going to give my thoughts and reactions to Jurgen Klopp leaving at the end of the season. First things first, that man is incredible, and him leaving, I know for an absolute fact, would not have been an easy decision. Would not have been an easy decision. Now, there's speculation about whether it's due to health or other factors. I don't think it's the time for that. I genuinely don't think it's the time for that. I don't think people realize, right, how stressful being a manager is. Like, being a manager is stressful, guys. Make no mistake about it. Like, this is investment banking stress on steroids. To be an elite football manager at a team that's fighting for the title for a big six club for 9 seasons in a row, having managed Dortmund before, it ain't easy, guys. For 23, 24 years of his life, Jurgen Klopp's been a manager at the elite level. He's not had a time to break. Like, that is not to be understated. So he deserves a rest, guys. Make no mistake about it. And I think people actually forget that. When's the last time you've seen a manager actually step down or leave a position where they've not expected to? In this day and age, it seems inevitable that a manager will just outstay their welcome and get sacked. I can't remember the last time I've seen a manager actually walk away from the top of their game. I don't see it happening. Managers just stay in their job, stay in their job, stay in their job. It's the old saying, you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Like, look at Mourinho. Mourinho just got sacked by Roma. He won them a European trophy a couple of seasons ago. We've seen managers get sacked left, right, centre, man. Like, it's very rarely you see a manager actually walk out on their own terms and walk out when not a single soul on this planet saw it coming. And Jurgen Klopp said something fantastic in 2015. I think this quote sums it all up. He said, it's not important what people think when you arrive. It's important what people think when you leave. And we all know the feeling around Jurgen Klopp now that he's left Liverpool Football Club. From Liverpool fans themselves and rival fans, it's a big hit. It's a big, big hit. This story for me, guys, has hit genuinely the hardest any non-football news has hit me. Potentially other than Maradona's death. Because those of you that don't know, Jurgen Klopp is my favorite ever manager. Favorite ever manager that I've seen. I love that guy to bits, man. In my opinion, I think he's the best manager in the Premier League. Now, I know that I live in the minority saying that. I know that many will say, oh, Guardiola's miles better. Look, I hear that 100%. But it's my channel, I can say what I want. I think Jurgen Klopp's the best manager I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Now, obviously, I know about Ferguson and Wenger, but I was very young during their eras. I mean, Ferguson retired in 2013. I was born in 2002. I stopped watching Ferguson at 11 years old. In terms of my knowledge of football being brought up, Jurgen Klopp is my favorite ever manager and the best manager I've seen. And I love him to absolute bits, bro. And a part of me, seeing him leave the Premier League hurts. Even as a rival fan, I'm an Arsenal fan, but it hurts, man. Like, because this guy's given me memories that not a lot of other people have given me in football. And it's crazy because I'm not a Liverpool fan, but my favorite ever manager is Jurgen Klopp, and my favorite ever footballer that I've seen is Luis Suarez. And both of them have been Liverpool players. I mean, one has been Liverpool player, one has been Liverpool manager. Do you get what I mean? So I think it just goes to show a lot, like the type of like relevance Liverpool has in terms of cultural relevance, in terms of the Premier League as a whole, and the type of players and managers they spawn. I mean, Jurgen Klopp, without a doubt, will go down in like I'm talking like the Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, even my man Kenny Dalglish, that type of aura, that type of stature as Liverpool manager. I mean, you go around Liverpool today, right? Their fans, their players will feel like they've lost a family member. Will feel like they've lost a part of them. Like, I actually genuinely believe Jurgen Klopp is the most irreplaceable manager in world football. The most irreplaceable manager. And why do I mean that? Not because necessarily of his footballing managing ability, because there's managers out there like Pep Guardiola, for example, that are just as good, if not better managers than Jurgen Klopp. But you try and find a manager that the City embodies himself in. Jurgen Klopp embodies Liverpool, and Liverpool embody Jurgen Klopp. You find a manager that's got the same stature, the same aura, the same charisma, embodied with and mixed in with the footballing ability that Jurgen Klopp has in terms of management ability. You won't find it. Like, Jurgen Klopp is perfect for Liverpool. Like, you could not have, if you could have scripted or molded a better manager for Liverpool from scratch, you could not have made one better than Jurgen Klopp. He will go down undoubtedly as one of their greatest ever managers, alongside the Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Kenny Dalglish, etc. There's no doubt about it. He has that resume about him. And why I believe Jurgen Klopp, in my opinion, is my favourite manager and the best manager in the Premier League is because that is a man, I don't care what anyone says, that is a manager that you will go to war for. That is a manager that you will go in the trenches for, man. Look at the way he treats his players, Jurgen Klopp. Look at the way he does it. Like, whether you're a starting player like Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, or whether you're a player that's just come up from the academy, like Conor Bradley, for example, or Harvey Elliott, who he bought from Fulham, or Curtis Jones, everyone gets the Klopp treatment. He's like a father figure. Look at those players now that Klopp's leaving. I guarantee it, they feel like they've lost a bit of their father. He is, when he manages you, it's like he's a part of you. It's like you're getting managed from a family member, and that's very hard to replace. Look, I look at a lot of managers in world football, right? And I feel like a lot of them are either really good tacticians and coaches, like Pep Guardiola, like Roberto De Zerbi, managers like that. And I feel like others are really good man managers. Do you get what I mean? Like you feel like they're a really good coach. Like they're really likable. You've got rapport with them. You see them as a brother. Do you get what I mean? Or brother, father, that type of vibe. Jurgen Klopp's a blend of the both. And he's done that going up against a state-owned club in Man City who've got unlimited funds. He's done that, reviving players' careers and bringing players from clubs that genuinely no one would have seen coming. I mean, he brought Andy Robertson from the Championship and turned him into a world-class left-back. He brought Trent Alexander-Arnold up from the academy and made him revolutionise the right-back position and become one of the best right-backs in world football. He brought Virgil van Dijk and Sadio Mane from Southampton. He revived Mohamed Salah's career, was floundering at Chelsea, and he was okay at Roma, but that's Roma. Like, this is the manager that has gone leaps and bounds, and the Premier League will miss him. I will miss him. For me, like I said before, my favourite ever manager, genuinely one of the best managers in Premier League history. I know he didn't win it, obviously. He only won it once, but I don't care. One of the best managers in Premier League history. It's a sad, sad sight to see him go. And I think it just goes to show the rival fans obviously of Liverpool themselves, it's a big hit. It's a big, big hit, guys. A big hit. And look, it's not the news I expected when I woke up this morning on a Friday. But either way, Jurgen Klopp, we wish him all the best wherever he goes into. I feel like he'll take a sabbatical. I feel like, to be fair, that he should take a little bit of a break. The only way he doesn't take a break, I think, is if Real Madrid come knocking. If Real Madrid come knocking, you can't deny Real Madrid. Like, that is football greatness right now. And there is a world right now, guys, where Carlo Ancelotti goes Brazil, Klopp goes Real Madrid, and then we're talking about who's the next Liverpool manager. Because for me, that's, like I said, I just said earlier, he's the most irreplaceable manager in world football. Who takes over? I mean, Liverpool have always chosen a manager that has harnessed their real ability about them. Do you know what I mean? That has harnessed, embodied them. Now, ever since, in my opinion, Liverpool in the 80s and 90s were the best club in world football. They were steamrolling early 90s, 80s, 70s, let's say. They were steamrolling Europe, steamrolling England, no competition about it. But since, obviously, the Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, Kenny Dalglish days, Liverpool struggled to really find that same aura about them. They went through Rafa Benitez. He was an okay manager, but not an elite manager at Liverpool. They obviously went through Roy Hodgson. They went through Brendan Rodgers. Kenny Dalglish came back for a brief spell. No one could really replicate the form that the old managers of the past could. Jurgen Klopp came in and inherited a Liverpool side that, in my opinion, was crap. I mean, we can look at the managers before them. We can look at managers around the Premier League, like, for example, Arteta, like Pep Guardiola, like Ange Postecoglou. I've inherited bad sides, you could say. None of them have been as bad as Jurgen Klopp's side. That Jurgen Klopp Liverpool side was bad, guys. Like, it was a bad football team that he was inheriting. We're talking Ricky Lambert and them lot. Like, that was not a good football team to inherit. But he turned it all around, man, and won a Premier League within 4 seasons. So you have to give him a heap of credit for that. A heap of credit. Now, if you look beyond that, he's now got this team that a lot of them are reaching the end of the journey. The Virgil van Dijks, etc., the Alissons, they're getting to the better age of 29s, 30s. They're not going to stay at the top of their game for much longer. They're going to need someone new through the door. Now, who's going to take that on? I'm not too sure. Now, for me personally, I would be looking straight at Xabi Alonso. I'd be looking straight at his door. What he's been doing for Bayer Leverkusen, the young manager that can inherit this squad. I like the look of that appointment. Now, if it's not Xabi Alonso, I'd be very worried if I'm a Liverpool fan. Because I do not see another person other than Xabi Alonso right now that could actually take over what Jurgen Klopp has done and actually improve upon it, slash even keep it stable. Because what Jurgen Klopp has done at Liverpool, I don't think many can replicate and improve upon. Now, even Xabi Alonso is a risk, but given what he's done at Bayer Leverkusen, given the history he has with Liverpool, given his age and his profile, it works for me. It does work. But look, that's neither here nor there. I don't think you should go for a Steven Gerrard, in my opinion. I think he's too big a job for him. But either way, that's not the time for it now. Now, all Liverpool can do is galvanise, get behind the manager, and send him off with, hopefully for them, winning the Carabao Cup, FA Cup maybe even. Hey, they could even do the quadruple of the Europa League. You never know. But either way, Jurgen Klopp, tremendous manager, tremendous man. Wishing the absolute best. This news has hit me hard because despite being an Arsenal fan, I have tremendous respect for Jurgen Klopp, my favourite ever manager in world football. He will go down for me as one of the greatest Premier League managers of all time, despite the fact he only won one trophy. The legacy he's left, the memories he created. I mean, that Liverpool team and like the memories, even like you're looking at the 4-0 against Barcelona with the Origi goal, man. That's special stuff right there. So yeah, I'm not even a Liverpool fan, but even extrinsically from the outside, I can respect what a tremendous manager he is. And I just want to make that piece up on him because, look, it's not every day you see big football news like that happen. Let's get into some of your comments. And also, I'm going to address some news regarding Mikel Arteta as well. So I'm hearing reports that Mikel Arteta is getting a contract extension. So let's talk about that as well. But first, let's get into your comments. We done what Arsenal can't do. Well, there we go, man. It's actually very similar, to be fair. The Arsenal-Liverpool game and Man City-Tottenham game. Both games kept it tight, but in the end, Man City and Liverpool both picked the North London clubs in the dying embers. Countryside, love you, my favourite Arsenal fan. No crazy stuff there. That's all right, bro. I appreciate your comment as always. Ake's the next Mbappe. Don't know about that one, but he's popping up with some big goals. I remember he scored last year against Arsenal as well in the FA Cup fourth round. That goal deserves golden boot. Don't know about that. Or Puskas, whatever it's called. Klopp to Arsenal, Arteta out. I wish, man. I wish. I mean, look, the one thing that still haunts me to this day is that Arsene Wenger did not leave that 2-3 seasons earlier and we got Jurgen Klopp. Because, look, I wanted Jurgen Klopp even when he was at Dortmund. Obviously, I didn't have a YouTube channel then. I was like, 12, 13 years old. But I wanted Jurgen Klopp when he was at Dortmund. Arsene Wenger, I was calling for Wenger out. I remember after we won the FA Cup in 2014, I said, Wenger, leave. Let's get Jurgen Klopp in the door. It is what it is. My man left a little too late. He left so late that we avoided the rush of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. I guarantee for an absolute fact. If Arsene Wenger left earlier, we could have got Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp. I promise you guys that for an absolute fact. But look, that's neither here nor there. It is what it is, man. Football is a funny way of doing things sometimes, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And in an alternate universe, maybe we have Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola. Who knows? Spurs should have someone in front of Diaz on that corner. Could have handled the ball coming in, and goalkeeper wouldn't have had to try to jump over him. Exactly, I agree with you. Look, I do think that Spurs could have dealt a bit better, but at the same time, what can the keeper really do in that situation? Because he's not stronger than Diaz. Diaz is the man mountain of a centre-back. He can't jump over Diaz. He can only really push him out the way or pray that Ake misses the ball. And in the end, I feel like it should have been called as a foul. But at the same time, City have exploited a loophole, a grey area in the system, really. That's what's really happened. Winning the next Euros this summer, Klopp should be Germany manager. I would love for that to happen, but I think he's still got enough in him to go for another position. I would love Klopp to join Real Madrid in my eyes. I would love him to join another Premier League team, but he's already admitted himself that will never happen. So you have to respect his decision in that. So I'd love to see him join Real Madrid in my eyes. I think he deserves it as well because Real Madrid, in my opinion, is the biggest club in the world. So if you've got the honour of playing for Real Madrid, that's one thing. But the honour of managing Real Madrid, now that's special, man. That is special. To manage the Los Blancos, man, like the biggest club in world football, that's a special, special honour. So, and I think he deserves it, Klopp. I think he would embody Real Madrid as well. And imagine him with Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Tchouaméni. Oh, it'd be too good, man. Too good. Actually, too soon after Liverpool season ends, so no chance for Klopp to manage. He'll be next Germany manager after Germany crash out at Euros. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens with that. One thing I will say for a fact, though, he's not retiring. I can't see that one happening. He might take a sabbatical like Allegri did and all that, but I can't see my man retiring. There's no way. Xabi Alonso has been touted as a candidate, but just yesterday I heard a lot about him being next Barcelona manager. I don't think Barcelona but I can see him becoming Real Madrid manager. Look, I think there's some dominoes being set in motion right now, guys. I think Carlo Ancelotti is going to become the Brazil manager. Now, with Carlo Ancelotti vacating Real Madrid, the biggest job in world football becomes open. Who takes it? Is it Xabi Alonso? Is it Jurgen Klopp? Etc. Who knows? Now, if Xabi Alonso has a choice between Real Madrid and Liverpool, who does he choose? Because it's very easy to say he chooses Real Madrid or chooses Liverpool, but it's a tough decision, man. Like, if you give me the opportunity to manage Real Madrid or Liverpool, I'm choosing Real Madrid. I'll tell you why right now. For two reasons. One, Real Madrid's a bigger club than Liverpool. But more importantly than that, taking over this job from Jurgen Klopp is a death wish, bro. You've got a 99% chance of doing worse than Jurgen Klopp. How can you match Jurgen Klopp? How can you stand in that man's shoes? Like I said, he's the most irreplaceable manager in world football in terms of what he's done for the club, in terms of his stature. Liverpool fans, Liverpool fans would have cried this morning hearing the news. Cried. You don't see that. Like when Arsene Wenger left Arsenal, it was sad, but I was Wenger out, so it was what it was for me. I was happy to an extent. I was like, yeah, good. About time he's left. Not in a disrespectful way, because I love everything he's done for the club, but I was calling for the man to leave. Jurgen Klopp has left at the peak of his powers. He's walked out with the Lamborghini. He's walked out as a billionaire. He's not walked out on the descent. He's walked out at the top of the mountain. He's walked out at the top of Everest. So how do you match that, man? Like, how do you? Like, I can't see a manager walk into Jurgen Klopp's shoes and replicate that. There's genuinely not a manager in world football I can see that can do that. Now, there's managers out there that I think can play football like Jurgen Klopp. I do see it. Roberto De Zerbi, Xabi Alonso. But I don't see a manager that can match that footballing ability with the same charisma, stature, man management ability. Like, how can those players who've had the Jurgen Klopp presence feel that same way about a Xabi Alonso or a De Zerbi or someone like that? Do you get what I mean, guys? Like, it's not the same, man. Jurgen Klopp, when Jurgen Klopp leaves, it leaves a hole in your football club. It does, man. Like, this is why, for me, I always rate Jurgen Klopp over Pep Guardiola. And anyone that follows me on Twitter, if you don't, feel free to check me out on X/Twitter. My link's in the description of this video. I've been tweeting about Jurgen Klopp this whole day, about him leaving. I rate Jurgen Klopp over Pep Guardiola because of the man management ability he has there. Like, being a manager is not just about your organizational personnel. It's your actual management of personnel. Are you a dependable guy? Are you a man or man, like manager, it can be man, woman, etc. Are you a person that you are willing to go to war for? Are you a person that you are willing to run for a brick wall for? And when I see a Pep Guardiola, I don't see that, man. When I see Jurgen Klopp, I do. If you ask me, would I rather be managed by Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola? Every day of the week, I would choose Jurgen Klopp, man. Without even thinking, without a hesitation in me, I'm picking Jurgen Klopp. He's a man that likes to express yourself. Look at the loyalty he's got to Trent Alexander-Arnold, by the way. Like, Trent Alexander-Arnold was getting flamed by the media. Flamed by the media last season for his defensive abilities. Jurgen Klopp, this is a guy that he brought up through the academy, gave him his trust. He didn't just go and drop Trent. He actually changed the whole tactic around Trent. He played him in that inverted position, changed the whole system to accommodate him. Because he understood he's got a world-class right back right there. We don't drop world-class players. We find a way to make them fit. And that's the type of manager you're talking about, man. Like Nunes. Any other, like if Pep Guardiola had Nunes, bro, he would have dropped that guy 10 years ago, man. Like ages ago. For the fact he can't finish, he can't play football. But he's coaching Nunes. He's now scored 10 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League this season. I'm not saying he's prolific, but he's got better. That's the type of manager we're talking about right now, guys. Do you know what I mean, man? So yeah, I think it's a tough shoes to fill. Both the two ESPN correspondents that cover La Liga said Xabi Alonso is odds-on favourite to be next Barcelona manager next year, but that was yesterday. Well, yeah, exactly. Look, times change. And look, what's happening with Xavi either? Xavi, like in terms of Xavi Hernandez, the Barcelona manager right now, I don't think he's good enough for Barcelona, but what's happening with him? Because he's got the job right now. I think, to be fair, that I could see Arteta joining Barcelona even. If I'm honest with you guys, that's what I could see happening. And speaking of Mikel Arteta contract extension is a talk of the town today. I've been seeing all over Twitter. Could Mikel Arteta get a contract extension? That is my question for you guys in the live chat. One, say yes, say no. Does Mikel Arteta deserve a contract extension? Now, when I heard that news, I do want to say first of all, when I heard the news about Arteta with a contract extension, I was very, very disappointed. Very disappointed. Now,
I'm not Arteta out. That's the first thing I want to say. I'm not Arteta out at all. But Mikel Arteta has been in the job since 2019 now. Let's say 2020 because he joined in December 2019, basically the end of the season. He's been in this position now for 3 full seasons and a half, let's say. That's it. Or maybe 4 full seasons and a half. I'm not too sure. Either way, he's been in the job for a while now. Now, he's done very well up to this point, but he's not won a notable trophy, i.e. a Premier League or Champions League. Now, you can say he's won the FA Cup. Great. Eric Ten Hag won the FA Cup, and if Eric Ten Hag left tomorrow, I don't think Man United fans will be losing sleep over it. Jurgen Klopp could win. Pochettino could win a Carabao Cup this season. He could. You never know. He could beat Liverpool to win it in the final. I don't think anyone will lose sleep if Pochettino leaves Chelsea. So I don't care about FA Cups and Carabao Cups. I care about Premier Leagues and Champions League. Now, is Mikel Arteta good enough to win the Premier League and Champions League? I don't know yet. And that's why he shouldn't sign his contract extension. Now, if you give him it, the man will sign it. Of course he will. But it's not right to give him the contract extension. His current contract runs out in 2025. That gives him this season and next season. That, in my opinion, is fair. That's fair. Because he joined the club in the 2019-20 season. Okay, that was half a season. Let's forget that. So he's had 2020-2021, 21-22, 22-23, 23-24 this season, and 24-25. That is 5 full seasons to win the Premier League or Champions League. I'm sorry, but if you're taking over an Arsenal football club and you don't win the Premier League or Champions League within 5 seasons, how can you expect to keep your job? Liverpool, with Jurgen Klopp, inherited a worse team than Mikel Arteta and won the Premier League within 4 seasons and the Champions League within 3. I want to hear no excuses. Ranieri won the Premier League with Leicester City and got sacked the very next season. Arteta didn't even win the Premier League last season, and apparently he's irreplaceable, getting a contract extension. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it one bit. Look, I'm not Arteta out. Make no mistake about it. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm not Arteta out. But I don't reward mediocrity / non-achievement. I like what he's done so far. That's why I'm not Arteta out. I see a lot of people say, oh, we need to sack him. No, don't sack him yet, bro. Give him the season. He deserves it. He's not out the Premier League title race. He's not out the Champions League. There should be no call to sack him right now. But don't extend his contract. I don't know where you got that from. When the day he wins a Premier League or Champions League, he deserves a contract extension. That is it. Not before then. Now, if you extend his contract, that is actually giving, that for me is rewarding mediocrity. And that is the fooling of standards. Because there's a lot of fantastic managers in this world, but there's not a lot of winners. That's the difference. Pep Guardiola is a winner. Carlo Ancelotti is a winner. Jose Mourinho is a winner. Wenger is a fantastic manager. Is he necessarily a winner? Yes, he won the Invincibles trophy. Yes, he won 3 Premier Leagues, but he never won the Champions League. He was in the final in 2006, never won it. What other managers have we got out there? Brendan Rodgers, fantastic at Liverpool, never won it. David Moyes, obviously won the trophy at, what's it called? Sorry, not David Moyes, Pochettino. What has he won? Even at PSG, he struggled to win trophies. Was at Spurs for so long, never won it. Do you know what I mean, guys? Like, not every manager is a winner. It's very hard to go that extra yard and extra step. Now, Arteta is definitely capable of winning trophies, 100%. That's why you don't sack him right now. We don't give that man a contract extension. Make no mistake about it. He's not done enough, in my opinion, to warrant a contract extension thus far in his Arsenal career. Now, the other argument a lot of people will say is, well, who do you replace him with? Who's better than Arteta right now? And that's a very good point. But in my opinion, I think there's plenty of managers. Now, for me, Zidane's available. He's a winner. Carlo Ancelotti, when he leaves Real Madrid, if he doesn't join Brazil, he's a winner. Tuchel is a winner. He's won the Champions League. I'm not saying go for Mourinho, but he's a winner. There's managers out there, guys. Nagelsmann's about. Luis Enrique's about. Allegri's about. The managers are out there, man. And if you're really about it, you prize more from a top club. You go to a top club and prize away their manager. There's nothing against that one bit. You can do that. So I think you can do something like that, man. Like, go to PSG and get Enrique out the job. It can happen. It can happen, guys. You get what I mean? So I think, in my opinion, that Mikel Arteta, if I'm not Arteta out, I think him getting a contract extension is not right. I think we should keep him just on his current contract until 2025. And if he wins nothing by 2025, if he doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League, then he walks. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever, man. There's not a single problem with that at all, man. Because look, like I said, I spoke about Klopp already in this video. Klopp won the Champions League and Premier League with Liverpool within 4 full seasons of joining the football club. This is Mikel Arteta's 4th full season. He has to win the Premier League or Champions League. He's got next season his 5th year. Doesn't win it then, Sorry, mate. Time's run out, bro. It is what it is. Sorry, it is what it is, man. I'm not hearing this. Oh, I'll be with him till the end of time, bro. Come on, man. I'm seeing it on Twitter. Like people going, oh, that's my manager. I'll be with him till the end of time, bro. Come on, man. Like, you're the type of guy that if your fiance or girlfriend was what's it called, cheating on you, you'd stay by her. That's the type of people I talk about that would say stuff like that. What do you mean you're sticking with him till the end of time? Bro, it's a results business. This is business, guys. Managers have got sacked for less than Arteta. Like I said, Ranieri, he bought Leicester City a Premier League trophy and he got sacked the next season. I'm not saying it was the right decision, but business is business at the end of the day. Stand on business, bro. I'm not saying to sack Arteta. I'm just saying not to give him a contract extension. And God forbid I'm talking like I want to sack the guy. I don't even. I like Arteta. I do. I think he's a good manager. Last season, he gave me the best footballing memories I've seen as an Arsenal fan my whole life. But I don't think I don't think it's right to give him a contract extension right now. I'm sorry. Shoot me if you like for giving my opinion. It's just what it is. I can see Klopp going to Real Madrid a couple of years from now. Definitely not next season. He definitely won't say he doesn't have the right energy to manage Liverpool, but go to Real Madrid. I hear you, but at the same time, Premier League is different type of pressure. Real Madrid is not pressure like Liverpool, at least in terms of La Liga. Liga's not got the same pace that the Premier League's got. Klopp had enough with the Premier League. I could tell, bro. The referees, the VAR, the scheduling, the guy had enough, bro. 12:30 p.m. kickoffs. He was getting grey hairs, man. He had enough complaining. That was it, bro. Let's be real about it. I think if Real Madrid come knocking, you can't decline it because it's Real Madrid. You get what I mean? But at the same time, I hear you about the whole he'll take a break. Look, he deserves it, man. Take a sabbatical, man. Go out with the wife. I don't know if he's got has Jurgen Klopp even got kids? If he's got kids, take them on a holiday, man. Relax, bro. Enjoy your time off. Because and anytime he returns back to Liverpool, he's got the keys to the city, bro. The keys to the city. Like Liverpool, the red side of Liverpool, the red side of Merseyside, he's in love with that man, bro. Like you're seeing people cry this morning with Jurgen Klopp leaving. Like I didn't cry this morning, but I was sad. As an Arsenal fan, I was sad to see him leave. Says it all, man. That's the type of manager he is. Current Barcelona manager is out at the end of the season, if not before. I can see it. Look, Xavi's not good enough to manage Barcelona. Let's be real about it right now. If Arteta finishes third this year, the bloom is starting to come off. Risen expectations about actually reaching goals can only go so long. Exactly. And that's the problem. Look, he overshot last season. And like I said, he brought me some of the greatest footballing memories I've seen as an Arsenal fan from my football club. But just because you overshot last season doesn't mean that we're now getting back to reality again, bro. Like, the only time Liverpool regressed was last season and the season before, and the season a few years before that because of the whole Van Dijk situation. But you can afford that because they, for 3-4 years straight, Liverpool at the top of their game. Not necessarily winning the Premier League, but getting 95, 98, 97 points, we're talking. Arteta last season bottled the Premier League title. And let's be 100% honest about it right now, guys. Yeah, 100% honest about it. Any other manager in his position in April after drawing 2-2 at Anfield would have won the Premier League title. Genuinely think that. You give Mourinho, Klopp, Guardiola, Ferguson, even Wenger, you give them Ancelotti, any of those managers, the position Arteta was in, with about 7-8 games left in April last season, I promise you they win the league title. I promise you. We were top for 90% of the season, man. Every single Premier League club rolled over and died for Arsenal that season. Rolled over and died, bro. Like, you could not have asked for an easier chance to win the Premier League, man. Even when Man City got going, it's like we'd lapped Man City and then they started going for it. Any other manager that had actually some kind of acumen about them would have won the title. I promise you guys that for an absolute fact, bro. Arteta got lucky Arteta faltered last season. And the thing is, guys, I don't want to be that negative Nancy, but I saw it from the start of this year. Like, my friends know this because I was talking to them about this at the start of the year. Arteta, he felt weird starting this season. He looked very egotistical. He came out very arrogant, and he came out. It felt like to me like he felt like he'd won the league last season. Like, he was talking about, I'm this and that. He was getting questioned. He was bringing up these analogies about, sometimes I drive to work, sometimes I bicycle to work. He was playing Partey at right back. He was dropping Gabriel. He was looking a bit weird. It's like he was doing weird stuff. Like why are you experimenting like that? And I feel like a part of Arteta felt like he achieved last season. Like, it's not an achievement not winning the title, in my opinion. It's an improvement, but it's not an achievement. And there's a clear differentiation between the two. So I think he's got to really look at himself there. Ten Hag may be available, yeah, but no. No chance. And look, like I said, if Ten Hag leaves tomorrow, I don't think anyone will be pissed off about that. if you're Man United persuasion, that is. Didn't we learn from 2 years ago when we signed Arteta up on a new deal and days later we got slapped by Tottenham and Newcastle? Exactly, man. Look, I don't think you should ever give a manager of a top club a contract extension until they win something notable. He deserved the contract extension, I believe, when we drew to Tottenham and Newcastle, when we lost Tottenham and Newcastle, because actually we were going in the right direction. We were improving. That season was good, not COVID season, the all or nothing season. This time, he don't deserve it, bro. Like, what has he done to really deserve it? He's not won a title yet. Like I said, the second he wins the Premier League or Champions League, bring that contract to his office the day after. The day after, here you go, Mikel Arteta. Next 3-4 years, you're signed up. But until he does that, no, you don't deserve it, my friend. I'm sorry. I reward winning. That's what I reward. You've still got the job because off the back of what you've done the previous season and to start this season. That's why you've still got the job. That's why I'm not Arteta out. But I'm not Arteta in for life like some others. This ain't no religion. Like, you don't sign up to Arteta for life, bro. He is an employee of my football club I support, bro. He is the head honcho of my football club. If I think he's not good enough, best believe I'm calling for his head, man. I don't care what it takes. It is what it is, bro. I've got an opinion like every other football fan. Just like fans wanting to stay, fans wanting to go. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I can see a downward spiral from Liverpool the moment this happens, like Man United after when Alex left. Yeah, potentially, but also I feel like, look, let's not forget, guys, that Klopp has been there for 9 years. 9 years, right? Ferguson and Wenger were United and Arsenal for, like, we're talking decades, bro, like 2 decades. Like, it's not the same, but obviously it's still 9 years is a long time, right? But at the same time, I hear you, because the impact he's left on the football club is as if he's been there for a century. That's what it feels like with Klopp, because he's left that much of a mark on Liverpool. It's tough shoes to fill, man. Tough shoes to fill. I just don't understand why fans are happy with Klopp leaving. That's just giving City the upper hand in the Premier League. I don't want him to leave, obviously, because I'm a football fan more than anything. And I miss his presence in the Premier League. Crooks on Twitter tell us that City are buying the league. They're happy that he's leaving. I surely can't be the only person that thinks the same thing. I hear you. Look, I don't want him to leave, regardless of Man City or not. I don't want Jurgen Klopp to leave because I actually love the guy to bits, man. I think he's a fantastic manager. I love his presence. Now, his excuses have been a little bit tiresome recently. That's one actual negative point towards him. But other than that, I absolutely love him to bits, Jurgen Klopp. What fans happy with Klopp leaving? Not Liverpool fans. But rival fans, of course, are, because it's obviously they think it's going to be the end of Liverpool. But look, that's neither here nor there, man. I don't want to see a man leave that I've enjoyed his time in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? It's like handing Usain Bolt his medals before he's even finished a race without knowing that he could pull up. One thing's for sure, Liverpool can end the season with a bang now. Now, this goes one or two ways. Liverpool either use this news to galvanize them and fight for a title and go on for like an incredible season and crown it off with potentially the Premier League title, or they fall off. We don't know. It's one of two ways. We'll see what happens, man. Mali, appreciate you on the stream, my friend. Congratulations to City, indeed, for winning this game and going through to the 5th round. But yeah, beating City in the FA Cup isn't for everyone. I mean, we lost there last season, so I don't know if it's for us either, to be honest. I've noticed what he means about him running out of energy, because recently I've seen him not the club that he was 3 years ago. It's draining, guys. It's draining, man. I've had this YouTube channel for like three years now. I've only started posting really from like start of last season. It's draining, man. Like, even me, like doing live streams, it is draining, and he's managing the club. Do you know what I mean? So it ain't easy at all. In terms of the antics on the touchline, yeah, look, it's not easy. Look, when you're a football manager, bro, you assume the most stressful position in that club, and especially when you manage a top team like a Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. Like, it's tough, man. It's not easy, bro, to take on that amount of stress. And he's done it season in, season out. So yeah, you have to give him a heap of credit, man. Heap of credit. And it's not exactly like he's had the money that City have had, or Newcastle have, or anything like that, or Chelsea have. Like, he's done it where he's had to sell players or recruit from within, or buy smart, or sell to buy. Do you get what I mean? It's not easy one bit, man. Good luck to Jurgen, especially when it goes up against Pep. Boldy's a killer. He is, man. Pep Guardiola is an assassin. But yeah, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning into the stream. I'll be back, hopefully, to be honest, on next Tuesday for the, what's it called? Arsenal versus Forest game, which I'll be streaming after. Could you maybe take over as Germany head coach for the next World Cup, potentially? Or Real Madrid, I think. As long as Jose doesn't go to Liverpool. Nah, no chance. I think Xabi Alonso. Yeah, I'll be back for Tuesday for the Arsenal versus Forest stream. No Arsenal stream this weekend because, unfortunately, we're at the FA Cup. It is what it is, but we'll be back on Tuesday. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. The big news for today, of course, was that Man City beat Tottenham, but even bigger than that, Jurgen Klopp will step down as Liverpool head coach at the end of this season. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I hope to catch you guys all in my next one.